My name is Holly Dokel, and I'm going to do a public service announcement on the effects domestic violence have on children. So we all know what domestic violence is. Hitting or abuse such as mental, emotional, or psychological by one person against another in a domestic setting. It doesn't have to be a married couple. It can be anybody. It can be boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be bisexual. It can be gay, straight, lesbian. It's not always a man against a woman. It can also be a woman against a man. Domestic violence is bad enough for the victim to deal with, but to add an innocent child into the mix is not fair at all. There are many ways a child can be involved in domestic violence, including being the victim or just being present when the abuse is happening. Many statistics show that children from troubled families have limited verbal and emotional literacy, and these children who are exposed to domestic violence have a lower IQ. The children will often act up or misbehave in the classroom. They'll experience hurdles that children from nonviolent homes will experience. For example, feelings of fear, shame, guilt, sometimes blaming themselves for the violence. If I was a better child, it wouldn't have happened. Domestic violence is most common in lower socioeconomic housing settings. These children end up in lower title schools, which in turn have little to no guidance counselors, little support available for the child, so they end up being left with the effects the domestic violence is having on them. The saddest part is that the child can be experiencing domestic violence through the womb. Statistics show that domestic violence accounts for 25 to 30% of women that will experience it when they're pregnant, when they give birth, or when the child is still a toddler. It's horrible because the child is coming into the world at such a young age knowing nothing but violence. Counseling and support are the best actions for these innocent children suffering from the effects of domestic violence. As a human service professional, you should do your part.